Hello and welcome back. We're on the bike here. I set my timer, my stopwatch timer on my phone. Sorry, I also am trying to text my husband and film the intro. I'm trying to do too many things at one time, which is kind of the norm. We just started the timer because I figured I might as well sit on here and do a quick little warm up. I'm kind of hoping to go down to the basement and do some strength training, but I actually am just going to listen to my body and see what it is that I really want to do. I'm kind of learning to just move for 45 minutes a day, whatever that means, and stop pushing myself right now because I think we've been going through some things and my body is like really responding to some stress. I am like taking longer to heal when I get sick, but also like other things are popping up that I think are related to stress. So I don't want to quit the 75 soft challenge, but especially because we've come so far already. It is Saturday, week 6, so we start on a Friday, so day 37, like day 37. I don't want to stop on day 37 and start over. So we're going to be just being intentional about moving our body for 45 minutes a day, making sure I take that active rest day, where for me an active rest day just means at least getting 9,000 steps in for the day. Continuing on with the goals. The goals were Bible study time, making sure I'm getting time in with the Lord, reading 10 pages at least of a nonfiction book. I think today I'm going to finish Grit Don't Quit. While I sit here after I finish this, I'm on I actually finished the book, but there is like some pages towards the end that she counts as extra credit, and so I'm going to finish up those pages too today and then move on to the next book. I don't know what the next book is going to be. I'm still reading Facing Your Giants, but maybe we'll pick that back up. No pressure though if I decide to pick something else up, right? So let's get into it. Like I just said, today's Saturday. So far this morning I've had, what did I eat? Oh, I had just some hash browns. We made some hash browns, homemade hash browns, and then an egg. So a little bit of protein, mostly fat and carbs. So I'm going to get in a higher protein lunch and definitely some veg in for fiber. And then we'll continue on. Welcome back to week 6. Hopefully, God willing, let's crush this. Okay, I have been editing and now I am going to have a little snack, I think, and then I'm going to jump in the shower. This is the chocolate chia pudding that I had done, and I just put in about 5 grams of walnuts on top, and then I filled up my water. I don't know how many ounces away I am from my goal, but not far at all, and it's only a little after 3. Good morning. It is Monday. I don't know where I left you off on, so I'm trying to move the step stool and refresh my coffee. It's not working out too well. I'm trying to do too many things at one time. Let's get the coffee. Anybody else some mornings feel like I could just drink it straight from the pot? Maybe it's just me. So today is Monday. We are on day 39? Day 39, I think. I don't know. I think I just left you off on the introduction, and this Friday I ended up running errands, and then I rode the stationary bike. That was my exercise for the day. Oh, I gotta open the door. Hang on one sec. I just got back from the chiropractor a little while ago. My ear has been bothering me. It's been I've had an earache, but I haven't had any fever. I have had like my throat and stuff, probably from my ear, kind of irritating me, and it's good in the morning and then I kind of go downhill as the day goes on. Anyways, today though is Monday, and so I was able to get into the chiropractor. I went to the chiropractor, I drank my water, I drank my morning 24, and then I had another 24 before I left, and I am finishing up 20 ounces of, this is that BCAAs. Ooh, that did not want to come out. BCAAs that I had, I think last week I shared them, but they have electrolytes in them too, so I thought maybe we put that in there. There's no science behind that whatsoever. I just thought after the chiropractor you do all that snap, crackle, pop with yourself. Maybe electrolytes would be a good idea. So I really only did like a quarter of a scoop of that. My ear, I can still feel it kind of irritating, but not nearly as bad as it was yesterday around this time. We'll see how it goes because, like I said, we have a women's potluck tonight, and I really am trying to be 100% to go. Like I said, I haven't had any fever or anything like that. Otherwise, I wouldn't go. But I'm at this spot in the day where I want to take a nap. I did do the bike for like 20-ish minutes this morning, so I still have like 25 more minutes left of my kiddos are coming and going of exercise left to do. So part of me is like, well, maybe let's do like a relaxing stretch video or something like that, some kind of slower pace, but my mind is finding my body where my body is like, or let's just take a quick nap and then let's get to it. And my mind is like, no, let's work out first and then it's done and over with. And I've just been sitting here for like 30 minutes debating myself. My oldest came in and he was like, why don't you just take a nap? And then you have time. And I'm like, I don't know, because my mind does not want to shut off. So I'm going to finish these BCAAs and see what I get done. This is kind of a whirlwind of a week, I realize. We're already in week 7, so I'm just gonna recap up week 6 for you. Things started to get even slightly more stressful. Things at my husband's work, just trickling in from the world and all other kinds of things. And so, yeah, it seems like that's just for now. I don't even know. I want it to be like, it just seems like for now things are going to be tough for a little bit, and you got to grow that grit and that resilience. But that and then I don't want to say it because that kind of sucks, right? Like just being like, well, yeah, it looks like life's just going to suck for a while. So I don't want to put that out there either. I think though that in doing this challenge, I am learning that mental resiliency, but I'm also learning to rest when my body says rest, and to when I can take the opportunities to maybe slow down, to go ahead and take that too, and when I can find the pockets of joy, to find it and just relish those moments. So let's recap on what finished happening for week 6. Tuesday ended up having a visitor over. One of my friends came by, and I was so glad because I haven't got to see like her one-on-one for quite some time. I reached out to her actually as a woman in our church, and I just wanted to start building a relationship and see if she would be open to that. And so we did end up getting to hang out on Tuesday, and that was really joyful and fun, and it's just always nice to have those connections. So Tuesday kind of just went by in a whirlwind, and we got to do that. And then Wednesday I actually got a full body strength training session in. I went down to our basement gym, and I actually just kind of did things that I wanted to do. I didn't follow a set workout plan. I just went down there, I warmed up, stretched, and then just kind of did the things that I wanted to, which was nice. I will say sometimes it is super nice to have a set workout routine, because then you don't have to guess what you're gonna do next. But then also, again, I was just taking cues from my body and being like, well, what do I wanna do? Because I didn't want to follow a plan. I wanted to work out, I wanted to get that done. And so I was able to get that, like an actual strength training workout in, as opposed to just like doing the walk or the bike or something like that. So that was awesome. I felt really good after that. And then Thursday, which would have been our last day of week 6, I did a lot of kitchen things that day. I ended up trying out our wheat grinder. We bought a wheat grinder a while back ago, and I had just been so nervous to take it out of the box and try it. And I don't know, Thursday just was like, I'm gonna do it. Again, just taking the pockets of joy when I could. So we took it out, we watched a quick video on the setup of it. It was so simple. I don't know why I was nervous about it. I guess maybe just trying anything new will kind of make you a little nervous like that. But we ground up we ground up, I think it's ground up, our first little batch of wheat berries and made our own homemade flour. It was kind of cool. It was neat. I let all the kids pour some berries in, the wheat berries in the top, so then the flour could come out. It was really neat. And then the way to clean it out, if you care, was to do rice. So we poured in rice in first, and then we got to see rice flour be made. So there was that, and it was just, like I said, it was just kind of fun for the kids to see. And we have been making flour. We made some, we put it in the freezer, we used that up. I ended up using it for my sourdough starter. And so in taking the sourdough starter out of our fridge, we have started that up again. And today you'll see I made some sourdough crackers. You'll see it in the next week one. But Thursday I also refreshed our kombucha. We do homemade kombucha and I hadn't touched it for a while, so I refreshed that so we could have some of that, because I want to start getting the ferments back in. I was doing a good job for a while and then I kind of fell off, and so I'm gonna make sure that I'm getting my ferments back in. And so we did kombucha, we ground wheat, we got our sourdough starter going, we just did a whole lot of kitchen stuff. And just kind of, that's one of my favorite ways to kind of love on my family, is to do all these kitchen type things. I don't know, I find that when I have the energy to do these things, it really brings joy and life and it fills my cup up. And so that was really refreshing to my soul, and it was nice to do that. And so I'm glad that we got to do these projects. And then that was week 6. I actually, throughout this, in case you were wondering, I have not lost any weight. This was not a weight loss challenge for me. This was a mental challenge for me. And because I went from counting macros to doing more intuitive eating, it's a switch, right? But I also feel like my body was very ready to take a break from counting macros. I've been counting macros for about a year now. And like the only time I took off was the vacation that we took for less than a week, and when I was sick. I hadn't been doing it pretty consistently, and I just mentally and I think physically my body was ready to stop being in a deficit and kind of give ourselves a reset and a break. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do intuitive eating for a few more weeks, and then maybe go on to maintenance for a while. And then if I'm ready to do a deficit again, we'll do a deficit again in calories. But I really want to take that break, because mentally, like I said, I think I'm just so ready, and I'm on the cusp of burnout for so many things that I'm like, this can take a back seat for now. So I've actually gained like 3 to 4 pounds, but I've learned so much from that past year. And so I feel like it was a good thing for me to just stick with counting macros and doing intuitive eating for the 75 soft challenge, rather than saying I'm going to stick to a macro certain count for the whole time, because like I said, I've already been doing it for kind of for a year now. I've learned more about my emotional eating cues and what I tend to go towards when I feel emotional. I really thought for a while that I had, like, I knew I was an emotional eater. I think we all are to some level, whether that is we eat too much or we don't eat enough. And so I've really gotten to learn a lot of my body's cues and recognize it, and also kind of gotten my body trained to know when, like, okay, it's time to move and we need to do some sort of exercise, movement, walk, something. And so that has all worked out really, I wouldn't say really well, but it is good to learn. Anytime you can learn a little bit more about yourself and grow from that, I think that's great. So that is week 6. That's kind of where we're at right now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and sticking through this challenge with me. I really appreciate you taking your time out and spending it here with me. Thank you so much for watching.